Jeremy Sockman here, coming to you with a nicely wrapped holiday present from under my Christmas tree. The card says it's for you, so let's open it up and see what Santa brought. It's Christmas in Connecticut from 1945, and this one's delivering some real holiday spirit despite everyone involved in its making being long dead. So let's take a look. Christmas in Connecticut is all about swinging single gal Elizabeth Lane, who's captured the zeitgeist of wartime with her food column and a big-time homemaking magazine. Seems people love her stories of having a farm, husband, and baby in the country. Even war hero Jefferson Jones, who's recovering from near starvation, is into it. He writes into the publisher to see about having a fancy Christmas meal with her, and Mr. Yardley, the big boss, sees all the good press he can milk from the story and gets Elizabeth to agree. Only one problem: she's not actually married, doesn't have any kids, and lives in New York. Lucky for her, her architect pal John Sloan has a sweet farm in Connecticut, and volunteers to marry her too. She's not that into him, but figures what the heck, why not, and agrees to pull a fast one on everyone.
You know you need someone to look after you.
But I don't love you, John.
All that will come in good time.
Could you wait that long?
I think so. Oh, what am I... You mean you will marry me?
Well, if you really want me, knowing how I feel.
Do I, darling?
But like a classic Three's Company episode 30 years before it existed, this movie gets complicated fast. Seems like Elizabeth falls in love with Jefferson, who starts to have eyes for the supposedly married gal. Sloan really wants to get a ring on her and brings in a judge to do the deed, but they keep getting interrupted. There's going to be some big blue balls on his tree. But when Yardley sees a woman taking the baby he thinks is Elizabeth's, he flips and brings in the cops on a kidnapping case. Elizabeth tells him the truth, so he fires her on the spot. But it's the holidays and magic is in the air, so, spoiler alert, everything seems to work out just fine. Elizabeth marries Jefferson before he has to go back to war. He even gets a big-time raise too.
Pardon me, gentlemen. This is where I take over.
Well, what does he think he's going to do?
I give you one guess.
Don't hear a thing. Wonder what's happening.
Now, if this movie sounds like it's going to give you the warm and fuzzies, you may want to invest in a sweater instead, because there's a nice cold message lurking behind this picture-perfect postcard Christmas. You see, Christmas in Connecticut is a movie that wants to let you know that the best way to achieve all your dreams is through lying and subterfuge. When Jefferson's in the hospital recovering from his ordeal, all he wants is solid food, but his nurse won't give him any. So he pours on the charm and promises to marry her if she'll fix him up with some pork chops. But he has no intention of actually doing it. He's just that desperate for grub.
Now look, that nurse you got.
Yeah?
She likes you. Well, it's the Magoo.
What Magoo?
Oh, now listen. Don't you think they like to do those little extra things for a guy who's in love with them?
Oh.
But it's got to be convincing. That's where Magoo is different from baloney. Altogether different.
But, just how far do you have to go?
How hungry are you?
Then there's Elizabeth's entire career. She steals recipes from her uncle Felix and passes them off as her own. Then she concocts the whole fake marriage scheme to keep anyone from finding out. Thing is, instead of learning a valuable holiday message, it all works out for her. She bags a handsome soldier, gets a big-time raise, and even manages to score a one-horse open sleigh ride.
This is incredible. This is fantastic.
Consider how she got that raise, with more lying. Her uncle Felix tells Yardley that a rival homemakers magazine sent her an offer to jump ship, so Yardley falls for it and adds a few zeros to her paycheck.
Well, of all the dirty, scoundrelly tricks to play.
But, Mr. Yardley, we were only trying to protect the feature for you.
Lying about everything leads her to get everything she could ever dream of. How's that for a seasonal moral? This movie wants to teach you the 3 Ds of Christmas: duplicity, deception, and dishonesty. Feeling the holiday spirit yet?
Bravo!
In the end, I believe honesty is the best policy. So despite a movie full of pancakes, presents, and picturesque small towns, I'm going to have to shove some coal in this one's stocking. I'm Jeremy Sockman, and I'm giving Christmas in Connecticut a hard pass.
What a Christmas. What a Christmas.
Oh, I want a part for Christmas.